The Milwaukee Bucks could receive more for Giannis Antetokounmpo than from the New York Knicks if he ultimately demands a trade, as the Golden State Warriors have softened their reluctance to part ways with two of their young players and a franchise pillar, according to NBA insider Jake Fisher. Long viewed as a potential suitor but previously hesitant to consolidate its future, the Warriors are now more open than ever to building a package around Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Podziemski, and Draymond Green, should Antetokounmpo's situation in Milwaukee shift. Sources say Golden State has never been close to putting both Jonathan Kuminga and Brandon Podziemski in the same trade conversation, refusing to do so in their 2024 talks with Utah, just in case the chance emerged to package them both for Antetokounmpo or some other major fish. Fisher wrote on the Stein line. The Warriors have likewise been reluctant to consider win now, all in moves that would require them to trade away Draymond Green, but Antetokounmpo in all likelihood would change that equation for Golden State's brass. In addition to that trio, Golden State can, under current NBA trade rules, offer up to 4 first-round picks and 7 pick swaps, giving the Warriors one of the league's most expansive trade portfolios should the Bucks be forced, not willingly, into exploring their options. Doc Rivers shuts down rumors. Giannis has never asked to be traded. Despite the noise, Milwaukee's stance remains unwavering. Antetokounmpo has not requested a trade, and the franchise is not treating his future as a pivot point. Before Wednesday's game, head coach Doc Rivers issued a direct response to the growing speculation. Giannis has never asked to be traded. Ever. I can't make that more clear, Rivers said. We're trying to win games. The reason this is out is because we're not playing well. Now this is the subject matter. It's no more true than it was this summer. Rivers' comments followed reporting from ESPN's Shams Charania, who revealed that Antetokounmpo and agent Alex Saratzis have begun formal conversations with the Bucks front office centered on his long-term direction and whether his best fit is staying or elsewhere. Charania added that a resolution is expected in the coming weeks, a timeline that has heightened preparation around the league, particularly in markets with assets and urgency. Giannis' calf strain complicates timing as trade season approaches. The situation becomes more layered as Antetokounmpo is set to miss 2 to 4 weeks due to a calf strain, temporarily removing Milwaukee's franchise cornerstone from the floor during a precarious portion of the NBA calendar. The injury coincides with the December 15th opening of the NBA's unofficial trade season, when most off-season signings become eligible to be moved, historically triggering the league's first real wave of negotiations and framework discussions. For the Bucks, the challenge now includes surviving without Giannis, navigating speculation tied to both future and health, and avoiding the narrative that timing or circumstance dictates leverage. Milwaukee still controls the story, unless Giannis changes it. While teams like Golden State may prepare the most aggressive versions of their offers, nothing materializes unless Antetokounmpo initiates the process, something Milwaukee insists has not happened. But the clock is ticking, which accelerates if they continue losing. The latest chapter on the Jonathan Kuminga saga with the Golden State Warriors happened in Sunday's game against the Chicago Bulls. Kuminga was given a DNP, did not play, designation by coach Steve Kerr despite being healthy and the team winning via blowout. Speaking to ESPN's Anthony Slater after the game, Kuminga has opened up on getting sidelined in the Warriors' 123-91 win over the Bulls in Chicago. He showed a lot of maturity by not complaining about his situation. He's just happy that Golden State got their 13th win of the season. I'm not really sure how long it lasts. But as long as things are working out there and we winning, I don't see the point of switching anything, changing. Whenever my number get called, I'll be ready, Kuminga said. Jimmy Butler's return to the lineup ate a chunk of Kuminga's supposed minutes. Gue Santos, Will Richard and Moses Moody also got a lot of playing time, so it was surprising that the 23-year-old forward didn't receive minutes even during garbage time. Kuminga's DNP comes after Kerr's remarks about his effort. Before the Golden State Warriors' 99-94 win over the Cleveland Cavaliers on Saturday, Steve Kerr seemingly called out Jonathan Kuminga and Brandon Podziemski. Kerr urged Kuminga to stop being careless with the ball and bring the energy needed in the game. With JK, always run the floor. Take care of the ball. Turnovers have been an issue lately. I'm really urging for him to get up the floor instead of holding back in the backcourt and asking for the ball. I want him to be the first guy down the floor, not the last, Kerr said, via ESPN's Anthony Slater. Since returning from injury, Kuminga hasn't been playing well. He's averaging 7.8 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 2.0 assists in his last 4 games, while shooting 30% from the field, 30.8% from three-point range, and 50% from the free throw line. As for Podziemski, Kerr wanted him to stop holding the ball for too long, urging him to let the game come to him. While Kuminga didn't get a chance to show it against the Chicago Bulls, Pods was phenomenal off the bench with 21 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. Kuminga expected to become available for trade. According to Anthony Slater of ESPN, the Golden State Warriors are expected to make Jonathan Kuminga available for trade once he becomes eligible on December 15th. Kuminga has a team option for next season, making his contract a valuable asset for the Warriors. Back in the offseason, the 2 teams that showed genuine interest in Kuminga were the Phoenix Suns and Sacramento Kings, as reported by ESPN's Shams Charania back in July. Another team being linked to Kuminga is the Milwaukee Bucks, amid the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade rumors. Clutch Point's Brett Siegel reported that if the Warriors are serious about trying to acquire Antetokounmpo, they most likely need to trade Jimmy Butler rather than Draymond Green. Regardless of what the Bucks are planning to do, teams like the San Antonio Spurs have a better stockpile of assets and young players than the Warriors. Kuminga will likely have different suitors that are in need of scoring. The futures of both Chris Paul and Jordan Poole are now precariously placed over 2 years after the Golden State Warriors controversially swapped the guards in a blockbuster draft day trade. Paul may have played his last NBA game after sensationally parting ways with the LA Clippers earlier in the week, while Poole's career could be set for another twist if the latest reports on his future come to fruition. Jordan Poole may find himself traded again before mid-season deadline. Poole was only acquired by the Pelicans in a trade with the Washington Wizards in the offseason, with the 2022 NBA champion restricted to only 7 games as he continues to recover from a quad injury. That hasn't stopped speculation over Poole's immediate future, though. Brett Siegel of Clutch Points has reported on Friday that the Pelicans don't see Poole as part of their long-term plans following the emergence of young guard Jeremiah Fears. The emergence of Fears in his rookie season and DeJounte Murray targeting a return to the court in January has suddenly made Poole expendable to the Pelicans, Siegel wrote. While his contract could be tough to maneuver without giving up a key talent in return, any team in need of scoring and backcourt help will surely take a look at Poole once he returns from his quad strain. The Pelicans are signaling that he won't be a part of their long-term plans. If this is true and the Pelicans are indeed willing to move on from Poole, this would be just another indication that the Warriors were right in moving on from the young guard prior to the start of his 4-year, $128 million contract. Now, we can argue that Golden State should have tried to do better than getting an aging Paul in return. Yet the ability to trade Poole when they did set in motion a series of events that eventually allowed them to acquire Jimmy Butler, making it the right decision that's only become more justified as time passes. Poole had a career year from a numbers standpoint with the Wizards last season, but they'd clearly seen enough and moved him for the expiring contract of C.J. McCollum. It's a move the Pelicans may now be regretting, particularly when the 26-year-old has another $34 million left on his deal for next season. A lackluster Warrior offense could now do with a dynamic guard like Poole to provide them with a jolt of scoring, but they knew soon after they signed him that his limitations weren't going to make a $120+ million contract team-friendly at all.